All right. Moving on to number 2. And this is where we finally get to talk about the divisional matchup we've been waiting for all year. The beautiful Las Vegas Raiders versus and at the Denver Broncos. Look at the stats. They have a running game, and it's through one man and one man only, and that's Josh Jacobs, as the Raiders beat the Denver Broncos in overtime, 22-16. And once again, like many of their games, this was another game in which the Broncos just probably could have won this at some point, but then they just really didn't win it at the end. It was unbelievable. One section of the game in particular that we talk about is, so the Broncos score a touchdown, they're up 7-0, and then they drive all the way down the field, really far down the field, and get right into the red zone, and I believe they have, first and goal on the, they're 3rd and 1 on the 3. And then they fumbled it and fell back to the 7. And then they had a blocked field goal. And isn't that just the description of the Broncos season? You get to 3rd and 1 on the 3. How could you be in a possibly better position? You have the opportunity to either score a touchdown from the 3-yard line because you're at the 3-yard line. You have the opportunity to gain a first down at the 2-yard line and then have 1st and goal at the 2. And instead you fumble on 3rd down, or you have the chance at chip shot field goal. Defense is really good. Already winning 7-0. Hey, it's the second quarter. About to be the second quarter. It's right at the end of the first quarter. Going in the second quarter, be up 10-0. Great start. Good defense at home. Raiders, they don't have the best offense, so let's go. They come up with nothing. They came up with zero points. And it's just more evidence of, hey, sometimes you just go for it. Maybe not in this situation in particular because they had gotten pushed back to 4th and 5, and it was a chip shot field goal. But I want everyone to remember, whoever's against a 4th down when they are in field goal range, that you can miss field goals and they can get blocked. Remember that exists. This field goal got blocked. They were there all right, worst case scenario, we can get a first down here and then go for a touchdown. No. Worst case scenario, we can kick a field goal and we'll get it. No. The worst case scenario and the scenario that happened was your field goal got blocked. And then the Raiders have the ball. Delightful. They get out to the lead. They hit the field goal. The Broncos hit a field goal the Raiders hit a field goal to tie it with just some seconds left. They attempt to do some things. Goes into overtime. And pretty much immediately on the 3rd play of overtime, beautiful deep ball to Adams. He gets his second touchdown. And I think there's one thing we're learning this season is that Davante Adams is really good. And I think I'm leaning more into that a great receiver can make a lot more impact than I actually thought they could. Because I thought of Hill going to the Dolphins and being like, Tua, how good is Tua going to be? Well, apparently Tua's going to be great, and Hill's going to be leading the league in receiving yards by a lot. And is Derek Carr, how good is Adams going to be? I mean, I know the Raiders aren't good, but Davante Adams is still great. That's something. He had a unnecessary roughness or unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but he came back and scored that touchdown, so no harm, no foul. As for the Broncos, I mean, they're both 3-7 now. The vaunted AFC West was not very vaunting. 2 teams that are 3-7, one team that's 5-4, 5-5. And then, obviously, I guess the AFC West can be vaunting just for the sake that they have one team in that division who's been vaunting the league or haunting the league, and that's the Chiefs. But what happened? The Broncos finished this game. Just as it comes to crunch time, they just must be the worst team ever. You know, crunch, like, they're getting there. They're almost there in the red zone, and then they just biffed it so bad. And then towards the end of the half, I don't know. And towards the end of this game, they just nothing. He's still got some great passes. Every game, you can guarantee that Russell Wilson's going to throw a great over-the-shoulder toss that's going to seem to be just threaded into a position that is impossible, and then it is, and it's like, wow, he still can do that. But every time I watch his games, I just feel like Russell Wilson tries to step up in the pocket, and he just can't step up anymore. I mean, he's a fast quarterback, relatively. I mean, he's not slow. He was a good runner in his younger years, but he could not step up in the pocket like he used to. He can't avoid pressure in the pocket and make a decent throw. It seems like everything is just super rushed and paranoid and weird. It's all so sloppy. And then as the game comes down to it, he just becomes sloppier. As he gets into the red zone, he throws a pick. I mean, is he still just like hearing the crowd roar after his interception from Super Bowl whatever it was in 2014, Super Bowl 49? My goodness. I don't know what's going on with him. And that's about it. These are two teams that really geared up for the year, and they are just on the down spiral. But Devontae Adams is very good. He's very, very good. And the game was fun to watch. I mean, for the most part. It was pretty much just a kick fest. And that's about it. So we're going to move on to the next game and to number 1, which has a couple teams that might be similar to these two teams. So we'll see. Coming up next.